Welcome in, everyone. Before I get into this early afternoon update, I want to go over a quick overview of why I'm coming on. And yes, you might think it's because of the charts, and I will show you exactly what we're looking at right now, but that is not why I'm coming on. Do not sell your XRP. I'm not a financial advisor, so don't take my advice, but do not sell your XRP until you at least listen to this. I have proof that Ripple XRP made a deal with Donald Trump and the U.S. government. And it's through code, but I think I've deciphered exactly what that meeting was all about. And I was in the bed with Julie before we picked up our son, and we were relaxing, and I was just putting some stuff together, and I typed in something, and I wanted to get validation of what it meant. And when I seen the result, I'm like, holy crap, it's right in front of our face. So I'm going to enlighten you with this, with what I've seen. And I would love to hear everybody's comments today of what you think about this. I don't want to say, groundbreaking report, but just on this, like, holy smokes moment that I had when I actually put it all together finally. And it came across in some other readings where I learned what something meant, and I'm like, wait a minute. And yeah, it's a pretty fascinating thing. And this, to me, is proof that Ripple made a deal with the U.S. government and Donald Trump. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So I'm going to do an intro here, and then we're going to get to this. Good early afternoon. 12:02 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Wednesday, January 15th, 2025. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So before we ever look at the charts, I've got to go over this. This is unbelievable. So I've saved it so we don't have to go through to find everything. But let's first go to Stuart Alderodi. So as we know, top legal attorney for Ripple. So you've got Trump, you've got Brad Garlinghouse, you've got Stuart Alderodi. Forget everything else besides the big green candles, the rocky roads, the out with the old, the in with the new, like the ghost ship, and yada, 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 things like this. Let's look a little deeper. It never made sense to me that he said, and to top it off, the beef bourguignon, or bourguignon, the beef bourguignon, was really good. So I didn't think anything of it until I read something the other day, and it clicked with me today. And when I looked it up, beef bourguignon, in the late 19th century, beef bourguignon was a symbol of a successful business deal in Lyon, France. The dish was served after negotiations were finalized over a bottle of red wine. So the rich and hearty dish represented the patience and effort that went into the negotiations. In business culture, tradition became so ingrained that seeing beef bourguignon on the table was like seeing a signed contract. I mean, think about that. In what sense? Like, did they make a deal that the Ripple case is just over and this is going to be announced once Trump is inaugurated? Did they make a deal on something deeper? But the Ripple definitely made a deal, and this is the proof with the U.S. government and Donald Trump. And just look at the symbolism. Trump, incoming U.S. president, on the 20th. Brad Garlinghouse, Ripple CEO. Stuart Alderodi, top legal advisor for Ripple. You've got their attorney, you've got the CEO, and you've got the incumbent president in a room, and that was what Stuart Alderodi said about it. They speak in symbolism. If we can understand the symbolic tones, we can stay ahead of this, and we can actually, this is incredible when you think about it. So again, let me read that one more time. So Stuart Alderodi, after this, said on the 7th, and to top it off, the beef bourguignon was really good. In the late 19th century, beef bourguignon was a symbol of a successful business deal in Lyon, France. The dish was served after negotiations were finalized over a bottle of red wine. The symbolism, the rich and hearty dish, represented the patience and effort that went into the negotiations. In business culture, the tradition became so ingrained that seeing beef bourguignon on the table was like seeing a signed contract. I rest my case. I believe there was a deal made. I believe I have sufficient proof that a deal was made with Ripple and the United States government and Donald Trump. XRP is, by no coincidence, up to $2.92 here. It hit $3 for the first time since 2018, so we jumped that hurdle. We hit $3.02, and that's being overshadowed by what I've actually realized here with symbolism. Like, we have seen nothing yet, and this target is absolutely on par what we started with at that $5.39. I think it's absolutely attainable, 100%. And we've had that target for so long, it would make our heads want to blow up. You know, ever since we broke out of the descending wedge. So, with everything that we've seen, knowing even that the short-term target here would be up to $3.41, breaking out of the pennant flag. If you're new, this is the pennant flag it broke out of. Now, if it's your first time in here, it's going to be a little difficult because the first target that is up there, $2.60. And you know what I'll do? I'll turn these ones. These are the fair value gap this is the fair value gap we have not hit. So we'll turn it into this color. So we could still hit that $2.60 because that fair value gap was hit. We'll turn this a slightly different color. That fair value gap was already hit at $2.70. So we hit that fair value gap, but we did not hit the fair value gap left at $2.60. And that's simply the trading bots are going, and it's an area that it rose out of that it never back tested. And at a 97% clip, it usually fills. So was it good enough to fill the 270? It definitely helped. It definitely helped. Now, our job, and you can go below it a little bit and come back up, but the job here is overall to maintain that $2.90 threshold. This is what we're trying to do right now. That's why, even if it falls bearish out of this is why it's having a little bit of volatility in this range to try to hold up. So that's what we're looking at here. In a grand scale, we're still looking at that move to $3.41. I don't see any reason why this doesn't fill out in time here and in the short time. We filled out a nice cup here in the short term, put in a handle, so I really don't see any reason why it doesn't finish this fulfillment. Like, we did that, we came through, we bounced out. This, technically, we have to measure the depth of the cup. And we didn't even do that. Like, we haven't done that because we have different ways to look at this target. But if you look at this in totality, so you'd go from right here, measure the depth. We already broke out of this, right? So the fact you already broke out of that, so you broke out of the short-term target, and now you're going for the pennant flag target. And you could even say it's from actually right, you know what? No, I'm going to keep it the way I have it because the pennant flag is bigger. At least it's within the same time frame. So, but that's just a little idea of what's actually going on here. So before you sell XRP, please consider the fact that, yes, it might not mean a lot to you. And I'm going to end it there with the technicals. If you want to go deeper into this discussion, because we're going to talk a lot about this at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to talk about Gary Gensler. We're going to talk about all of the incumbent stuff that's going on, including the technical analysis. We'll get into it at a very deep level tonight on the XRP chart and many others, because it's not just XRP. Many of our other favorite tokens, we've got HBAR up 8%. We've got across the board. XDC's up another 16%. XLM's up over 10.5%. DGB's up about 4%. ZIL's up 3.7%. VeChain's up 4.9%. VELO's up 7.8%. And don't sleep on AMP right now. I've got 40,000 tokens. It's filled out this descending wedge as well. I'm calling it a descending wedge. Very, very bullish if it plays out. Obviously, it could fall down, and I'm not a financial advisor, but don't sleep on it. It may or may not work out, but at least don't sleep on it. Give it some due time in your own technicals. But yeah, got a lot of stuff we'll go over later. We've got Algo that's up today as well, 19%. I know 2 days ago, I gave the buy. Somebody was asking if they should buy here or wait. And I said, wouldn't it be horrible if you waited until it got up to 51 and you could have just bought it at 35? And we've seen the inverse head and shoulders. We've seen the big W Gartley that formed on the inverse right arm. And fortunately for this person, they bought right here. They bought, and now they're already sitting at a 23.5% move. And that was just by watching the live and asking a question. I said, I'm not a financial advisor, but if it's me and I didn't own it and I have 20,000 algo already, so I didn't need to buy it there, But if I didn't have it, it would have been hard pressed not to buy it there. Just like I said, if I didn't have XRP in that pennant flag, the closest to that support of the pennant flag, and we ended up getting down to about $1, what, 90, 89, or 98, one of the two, was where you could take a shot, because inside the pennant flag, you're playing for a breakout. If it breaks down, so be it. But if you believe in something, you gotta take a shot, or you don't. But I can't advise it because I was advising to buy in the bear market. We're not in the bear market anymore. Especially XRP. Well, some might still be, but XRP is clearly not in a bear market. And like I said yesterday, this is the most bullish I've ever seen XRP. So with everything I found, with all the facts, and then just one more time, folks, in case it didn't sink in, Stuart Alderodi. And to top it off, the beef bourguignon was really good when he's meeting. So you have Trump, incoming U.S. and the United States of America, the incumbent president. He's coming in, or he's about to be president on the 20th. He gets inaugurated. You've got Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse. And then you've got chief legal advisor for Ripple, or chief legal attorney, Stuart Alderodi. You've got all three branches there to make a deal. And then when Stuart Alderodi says, and to top it off, the beef bourguignon was really good. We don't even have to look at any of the other symbolism. And then we realize what it means. In the late 19th century, beef bourguignon was a symbol of a successful business deal in Lyon, France. The dish was served after negotiations were finalized over a bottle of red wine. Explanation, the symbolism. The rich and hearty dish represented the patience and effort that went into the negotiations. It was a rather long negotiation for Ripple and the U.S. government, and Trump sealed it. In business culture, the tradition became so ingrained that seeing beef bourguignon on the table was like seeing a signed contract. I'm XRP Future Millionaire. If you appreciate my update, if you appreciate my style of work, if you appreciate the technical analysis, or you just appreciate my personality, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join the over 30,600 plus subscribers. Make sure to hit the like button on this video, and please share this video in particular on YouTube, on social media, so everybody can see the connection here. And the deal and the proof is in the symbolism. Have a blessed day, everybody. Seriously, this is crazy.